A guy we've been waiting a long time to talk to, Brian Vickers. Great to see you back, Brian. What's it going to be like for you when you buckle yourself into that race car and strap that helmet on and it's for real?
I don't know yet, but I can tell you that what it's been like so far has been like, a second chance. Someone giving my life back. I wasn't sure if I'd ever race again. I knew that I wasn't going to race for some time when all this happened, but I wasn't sure if I would ever race again. And to be able to put the fire suit back on and get back in that car for the first couple of tests, even being out that long, it was just like riding a bike, like putting on an old pair of shoes. It fit, it felt good, and right back at it. But the Daytona 500 is such a special race. It's so fitting that that's going to be my first race back in the car. I mean, Ricky can attest to this. That race already, holds so much emotional value that it's hard to describe. But for it to be my first race back, when I'm sitting there and they say, "Gentlemen, start your engines," and we take that green flag, it's going to be an incredible feeling for me.
It's good to hear that you feel like it's going to be just like riding a bike, because a lot of people thought maybe there'd be a rust factor. Has there been any of that?
It's a great question. My gut feeling always told me that there would not be, but you get asked the question enough times, you start to kind of believe in it. You start to kind of ask yourself, well, is there going to be? And I got back in the car at Orlando for our first test, and literally the same belts fit. Everything, felt just like normal. I remember how to put them on, and, pulled out on the racetrack, and within 3 laps, was right back up to speed, second time out, quick time, and it just felt so good and so normal, and just like no time had passed.
Brian, the circumstances last year that you faced were difficult, no question, but you could create a positive from a negative in that you had the opportunity, a unique opportunity, to actually watch your peers. Study guys like Denny Hamlin at Martinsville or Juan Pablo Montoya on the road courses. Were you able to capitalize on that, Brian?
Well, we'll find out soon enough. I feel like I was. I was definitely there, and I was paying attention. I was scanning and listening and trying to use that that time out as an opportunity to gain knowledge and gain experience. Some of the things were kind of monotonous. Some of the things I kind of, you already knew, but then every once in a while something would come along and you would hear something or see something, you're like, oh, that's interesting, and never thought about that, or, never really approached it that way. I think having this year and even having some time to step back and look at those things, evaluate them, think about them, and then this year apply them should be a new tool set that I've never had.
Brian, you were a playoff driver the last full season that you competed in. Can you pick up where you left off?
I think so. We'll find out. It's funny. Everyone asked me what my goal was this year coming back, and it's to win a championship. That's it. I want to win races and want to be successful all year, but ultimately, I just want to win a championship. That was, you really think a lot about your career and your life when it's taken from you. You kind of step back and you kind of review everything you've done. And out of all the goals that I set, the only one that I hadn't accomplished during that time out, or that I hadn't accomplished to date, after I was out, was winning a championship in the Sprint Cup Series level. The races, the poles, the nationwide championship was all there. It was just that one piece of the puzzle, and that's what I want. That's what I want right now. That's what I want this year.